We are Cindy and Eddie.
And this is Squeeze the Day. Hi folks, and welcome back to another video.
Today we are going to the ruins near Palenque.
And we're taking you along with us.
In order to get there, we are taking a Colectivo, which is the fastest, most convenient, and most affordable way to get there.
It'll only take us 30 minutes, and we'll be there.
Let's see what this ride is looking like so far. Along the way, the Colectivo makes stops to let people off or pick other people up. You can see that they have signs indicating how to get there. One of the things we're going to have to do is pay an entrance fee, which is still quite affordable. We'll show you when we get there. This ride will only cost us 20 pesos each, about the equivalent of $1 per person. You have to get these to be able to get into the park, and then you've come over to this area, and then you get one of these. Looks like we're ready to go in. We are here, safe and sound. It actually was really quick. It took, what, less than 30 minutes?
Yeah, it was super quick. And stopping to get the tickets, there wasn't any line. We just went right up to the desk and handed over our money, got the tickets. 2 different tickets, of course, that you get to be able to enter here. One is for your wristband, and the other is the park pass. But this is where you end up when you get out of your bus or Colectivo or rental car or whatever you bring here. Let's show you around a little bit what you can get here before you enter the park.
If you turn in this way and drive over here, they have a restaurant here that you can stop and grab something to eat. They're definitely going to have vendors selling things like waters or souvenirs. Feel free to get them. Also, if you don't already have a hat, you might need one. It is hot. We recommend having something to protect you from the sun. They also have information or tour guides available for anybody who needs them. No drones, my friends. And yes, they will check for them, so don't bring them. In fact, just make sure you're following all the rules and staying safe out here. We're going to choose a path to the right to go to the largest pyramids first. We're first walking in, and we're going to go and explore around a little bit, but seeing as how we decided we didn't want to get a tour guide, we kind of want to just get the natural feel of it and experience it for ourselves without somebody talking to us the whole time. We're kind of just winging it. If you feel uncomfortable doing something like that, feel free to get a tour guide. Go with what is most comfortable for you. You've got little markers throughout showing you how to get from place to place so you don't get lost. Just in case you're wondering how big these temples are, you can see those tiny people climbing down the steps right now. That's pretty big. As much as we want to tell the Mayan story because it's very fascinating, this isn't a Mayan vlog. It's a Squeeze the Day Cindy and Eddie vlog. So we're going to tell our story and why we wanted to come visit this Mayan ruin site. We love to meet new people, experience different cultures, try new foods, and see as much of this beautiful planet as possible. And coming here gives us an opportunity to see the history of the Mayan civilization and how it relates to Mexican culture and tradition. What a lot of people don't know is that each one of Mexico's states has differences from each other. The state of Chiapas, for example, is going to be different than Baja California. We don't have a favorite necessarily, but it sure is fascinating to learn the differences. Let's take the Mayan culture, for example. This particular city housed an intelligent group of people that were able to figure out how to build these buildings on ground that shouldn't have been able to hold their weight. They also managed to figure out how to get irrigation into the city, and we're going to find out in just a little bit that this city is much bigger than you can imagine. I'm going to take a quick pause in our explorations to ask you a quick question. How many of you know what souvenir we purchased while we were here? We have mentioned that we started this particular collection in previous videos. Leave a comment below. And now back to our regularly scheduled explorations. Looking at these ruins, you can see the foundations for this massive city. And because everything is built out of stone, I can only imagine how long it took to build it. I guess that's why they believe the Mayans were here for such a long time. As we continue to explore, we learn more and more about the Mayan civilization. But the most important part of this visit is how beautiful these structures actually are.
When we were standing up next to them, we couldn't help but marvel at the beautiful architecture. That's one thing Cindy and I share in common. We are fascinated by architecture, especially ancient architecture and how everything was pieced together, making it last for so long. Even though there are lots of twists and turns on the grounds, as long as you follow the map and the trail that is clearly marked, it's difficult to get lost. Just make sure you watch your step and stay safe. We feel that it's also important to note that there were not a whole lot of people here. Even though this place is amazing, it's not one of the most popular tourist destinations. It's definitely worth it if you go visit.
The steps are pretty steep.
At this point, we thought we were getting close to the end of our visit and started heading towards the entrance. What we didn't know was that there is so much more for us to see, but more on that in just a moment.
What do you think of the temples? Let us know in the comments below. And that is not it just yet. There's still more to see. We're going to look around and find out what else there is to show you. We are here in parking right now, and what we did is we drove in through this way to get here. We went and entered the park here, and then went up around this way, crossed over, and did all of this. But over here, where the baños are, there's another path that we didn't know about that'll take us down to the museum, which we want to go and do. We're thinking about that. We're also thinking that this path right here, it's a walkway that'll take to another waterfall that will take us down around this area. And they say it's about an hour to go that way.
For your record, a tour guide would have been helpful, but we're going to continue to explore on our own because that's just what we like to do.
This place is huge. There's a lot to explore.
Over the past several months, we've been visiting a lot of Mexico, and that means we've been trying to learn about the culture and walk to as many of the destinations that we can possibly get to, not only because it's healthy, we need the walk, but it gives us an opportunity to try and catch some of the things that you miss when you're just driving around. Having said that, that has all built up to us walking around this area and really enjoying it. This is one of our most enjoyable experiences here in Mexico. Not just because of the architecture or the history or the culture, but we got to walk around this massive city and enjoy it.
And then you go and find something like this. Cute little trail for tiny little housing of some sort. The reason that we are going from up on top of the hill down to the bottom of the hill where the museum is because it's a downhill hike. The Colectivo took us all the way up to the top of the hill where all the archaeological stuff was, interesting stuff. That makes it easier for us to walk down the hill.
Instead of having the opposite happen where we walk up the pathway that we just came down.
Now,
that we've seen some people doing, and we're so glad that's not us.
yeah, they looked tired.
Yeah.
Whereas we're just hot because it is hot.
Yeah.
Which
It
brings
is
us,
warm. Make sure you bring your water and stay hydrated.
get water, bring water. If you don't have it, don't worry, they do sell it up there at the top of the hill.
Yeah.
So get some.
We already went through one and we're halfway through another. So like we said, you're gonna need to hydrate.
This will be the entrance if you are entering here, or the exit as we are doing right now. You come out of that entrance or exit area, turn right, the museum is just down there. In case you're wondering, that's the sign for it. You just go down this way. That was the exit, or if you're going up, the entrance. You can take the 1.3 kilometer walk along the road or drive along the road if that's what you're doing. However, what we recommend is that you stop right here and get yourself a tamale, because they are really delicious. And after a long, strenuous hike, even though it was downhill, it was still pretty long.
We needed a snack.
We needed a snack.
We really did.
This is the chicken.
It hit the spot.
Yeah. 25 pesos.
Yeah.
That's
Not much
definitely
at
worth it. So it's like $1.25. Wow. Definitely worth it. Turning left right here to get to the museum. Just to the left, they have this library in there, biblioteca, and if you need to, restrooms. We, however, are going to the museum, which looks like that. And that is going to be the entrance to the museum. Follow the map.
I'm going to explain why you want to go to the museum in just a moment.
A little history of the area.
So this is the whole Palenque Archaeological area. And this little box here is this box here, which is where we were just earlier in the video.
Besides the fact that you learn a little bit more of the history and culture of the Mayan civilization, do you remember when we were showing you earlier in the video this particular scene? Well, the museum goes into more detail and it's actually really fascinating. It helps to tie a lot of the information together, as well as lets you know how scientists are able to know the information they know now.
This far, thank you so much for watching. We really enjoyed having you along.
Stay tuned for our next video. We're going to be taking you to, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so that you can continue to follow along with us as we continue on this adventure.
And as always, squeeze the day and be well.